beginning of Mike and the Mechanics was something I think less planned, more I just kind of fell into it. I made an album, Chris Neil producing, and I wanted to get away from the solo album tag, which, to be honest, it was kind of sticking a bit like in those days, you know, myself a guitarist from a well-known band. It was just a solo album we looked upon as just messing around. So I went away with Peter Van Hook on drums, who Chris Neil recommended, and Adrian Lee on keyboards, to the island of Montserrat, where we cut the first Mike and the Mechanics album. And that just kind of, the sessions took off. I found that it's really opened my eyes, you know, the idea of working with other musicians, different projects. It's a little bit like changing jobs suddenly. It's a breath of fresh air. So we then had to think, who's going to sing it? Definitely wasn't going to be me. And so we just started getting people down. Very early on, Paul Carrick came down to the studio and sang, I think Silent Running was the first song. She just sang for about 10 minutes like that. And Paul Young came down and sang Miracle, which once again went down very easily. And it just seemed to me natural then that I had two singers. You know, I don't tend to plan things like we'll have two singers and we'll divide it up. It happened that way.
Basically for me, the whole thing started off as a session. As I said, Chris Neil, who's the producer, rang a friend of mine called Keith Hotwood, Pluto Studios in Manchester, trying to find out where I was, and I just happened to be working there at the time when he phoned, and asked me to go down to sing on a Mike Rutherford project as a session thing, which is what I did. From being a session to being a member of Mike and the Mechanics, the band. Since that time, it's developed more and more into a band. This is our third album, and I guess we've all had more or less quite a say in the way things have gone. Although Mike is the benevolent dictator, it's by no means a democracy, this band. But nevertheless, Mike's a benevolent dictator, and we quite like the setup.
I was offered a chance to come and sing a couple of songs on the first Mike and the Mechanics album, so I just went down and met Mike and sang 3 songs, I think, and didn't think much else about it until the record came out several months later and was very successful. So, and that was when the whole thing started. We put the band together to go on the road, and you know, we're still here, and this is our third album.
Well, I'm a songwriter, primarily, and I think as a songwriter, it's great to have more than one voice to draw from. Be able to stand back a bit, I think, and pick and choose what's the right performance, what's the right way to take the song, what's the right artwork, what's the right video. It's those decisions which often colour how the group is seen and how they sound. That's what I do best, I think.
Mike, it's Paul Boyd. Nice to meet you. Right. And Barney, the producer.
I might want to do mine. The video, the first thing you do is the single chosen and you decide the song. And then I sit down with about 50 show reels and watch endless videos. It's a very depressing job. And whittle it down to about 6 directors who I like. And then when they choose the single, I send out the song to them and get a kind of storyline back. Because the one thing I have learnt about video directors is that anyone can make a good video if they have a good idea for the song. I then choose one that seems to excite me and work for the song. I'll make the record, do the artwork, do the videos, and then after that, really, I let go.
I really like playing with the band. It kind of takes away the strain and stress. There's no doubt Mike will tell you it's a bit more stressful being the producer, and it's quite nice just to come in and just bash a few games of table tennis and bash a few drums. I started playing one Christmas when my whole family literally got together and started playing various musical instruments. And I said, where's the drums? Literally. And fortunately, my father's, oh, what a shock. My father's drum kit was upstairs in the loft, so we got it down. That's literally how I started playing Jingle Bells. It's quite good, really, quite.
Early on, about 64, I was in a semi-successful band, which was a rhythm and blues outfit called the Toggery Five. We had some minor hits on Parlophone early on, and emerged again as the lead singer with a band called Sad Cafe, who had a couple of hits around about the late 70s, early 80s.
I started off music in the proverbial school group. I went to Charterhouse where I met Peter Gabriel and Tony Banks and Anthony Phillips, and we started off as a writing team. And about the same time when all the groups started doing their own material, so we decided to form a band, which was Genesis. And I haven't left yet to this day.
Well, certainly the first song I wrote was How Long, which when I was in a band called Ace, we got together in London. We were on the pub circuit and we got ourselves a little record deal and made a real cheap album. And the first single off it was a big smash all around the world, #1 America and everywhere. That's called How Long's It's Been Going On.
I've played a fair amount of sessions, varied with lots of different sorts of people, from Joan Armatrading to Chris de Burgh, Cliff Richard to a Frosties commercial. And I must say that there's much more Mike Rutherford in this band than in any other band I've worked in. I think that's what sets it apart from other projects that I've been involved with.
Well, I don't go around cracking a big whip. Actually, I was thinking maybe I should do that.
Where are they?
We're not here.
They're not here.
No, we don't start till tomorrow. Where are they? We don't, they're not here.
I don't know why it is, but every video I make is in a cold, damp, deserted warehouse. Here's something I said.
Well, we're not here. We're here, though.
Have long since disappeared, if ever really there, torn by the pleasure and the pain of loving you. I'm so confused, I don't know what to do. Just when I'm saying the need for you is gone, that's when I realize the feeling's just as strong. Something in the way you look at me, something that you just can't hide. Something in the way you look at me, oh, could never be denied. Nothing I can do to change it, nothing I can even try. Something in the way you look at me, oh, and I don't know why.
Hey up, mother, it's Man in Black.
Too long it's been easy to carry on this way, when the words that really hurt are the ones that we don't say. Hard to believe we had a love so strong, that I just can't accept that it could go so wrong. Try to explain, I don't know if I can. What will it take to make you understand? Something in the way you look at me, something that you just can't hide. Something in the way you look at me, oh, just cannot be denied. Nothing I can do to change it, nothing I can even try. Something in the way you look at me, darling, I don't know why.
That's lunch back at 10
please. 1 hour.
One of those, that one there.
This bloke goes to the doctor and he goes, doctor.
All right, thank you very much, everybody. That's a wrap.
Well, they told me you'd be here at 8:30, and they said, poor boy, don't you be late. Well, I got here at 9:30, and now I'm gonna get a fine. 30 bobbies, what he said. I said, rather I'd be dead. And give me 30 bob in my pocket, I will give you this big rocket. All right, mate?
Great. Not bad. More Mike Rutherford.
If you take it that the Mechanics are now on their third album, and during the recording of the first album, the guys didn't meet. They came in at different times. To this new album, where it's much more a group album, I have a lot of fun with the Mechanics and with Genesis, and changing from one to the other, often the dates aren't ideal and you've got to sort of juggle a bit, but you can always work it out. It hasn't been a problem yet. I think the reason it works out is because you want to do it. But the most important thing is to give all the Mechanics as much freedom as you can give them.
Today I've got to put the keyboards down for word of mouth, haven't I? That goes something like this. No, wait a minute. I'll just, Well, I know we're going to get it sometime, so we can drop in the studio and stuff like that. But it'll be all right. I know it sounds like this now, but we make it sound much better when we do the real thing. More orchestral. That's the way we do things in this group. Why don't we scrub away and do something different? Ask me that question again.
I think also thinking about how we record, a good example is we recorded a version of, an early version of Word of Mouth at the start of the sessions, and Paul Young sang a vocal to it. We then re-recorded it and changed it quite a lot, changed the feel of it. I think much improved it. And when Paul Young came back to sing it, his vocal was, consequently, as the track sounded better, was just so much better. And I know some artists like to put the vocals on early on, but I kind of like the two Pauls singing when the whole sound picture is there. It's almost like I play the role of a sort of ringmaster, I think, actually, because there's a lot of talent, I think, in the Mechanics. And part of what I do is to kind of know when to use what for which song. Obviously, vocal performances, that kind of thing. Both Pauls are really free to sing it any way they want. And then if I have any thoughts, I'll then say, why don't we try it this way, try it that way.
a missed opportunity, or the perfect time. You must not despair. You'll recognize it when you're there. So understand what I mean. There is a time and place for you to have your dream. But here and now may not be the time and place for you and me. Oh, there's a time and there's a moment. The time and there's a moment you will see.
What do you think, Paul?
I'll leave my name and address in the bin on the way out, shall I?
We'll phone you. Oh, my dentist. Do you want to just get Hello?
Mike?
Chris.
I think Chris Neal is actually a big part of the mechanics. Apart from being co-writer with me, I think he's got a kind of image of how the mechanics should be and how they should sound.
How's that?
Sorry, as I was saying, has a great feel for our material, which is probably the most important thing, you know, because you can get producers to come in and take it this way, take it that way. But with Chris, I haven't got to say anything. We're working on a song, and we both see it the same way.
I must say, I've worked with a lot of musicians in my time, and Mike and the Mechanics are probably the most obstreperous bunch I've ever worked with. I can't wait to see the back of them. Next.
I mean, I think I've been really lucky. I got into the business not knowing what I was going to do. I just wanted to be in a group. It's a few years back now, mind you, and just took off in the van with a group, and here I am still doing it. And I thank God every day. I'm lucky.
For me, it's terrific. We've got two great singers. We've got a great band. We can do it well. We're doing what we want to do. We're not manipulated. I love that. And we play a good game of table tennis occasionally.
Next.
Basically, the image is there's no image apart from that we are well-adjusted adults.
Hello?
But the one thing the kind of way we work Genesis and the mechanics is that you make a plan, you know, and then if the mechanics takes off incredibly well or has a different sort of vibe to it and makes me want to do something else, you go with it, you know.
Now the